Hey, how you doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to another time here at the book club. It's what we got to do 2 p.m. West African time on Sundays. And we get to read a book and study through the book and share with one another from the book and learn from the book. That's what we got to do. So we're presently on our eighth book, The Gold Mine Effect, and it's just talking about how to crack the secrets of high performance. It's a book by Rasmus Ankersen. Today we're going to go on to chapter 2 of the book. We did chapter 1 last week, and all we're trying to do is just learn how to do high performance. Whatever level of performance we have, wherever we find ourselves in our business, in our career, our work, whatsoever is important to us, we can perform at a higher level. And we just want to look at those factors, those gems that can help us, to perform at a high level. The book itself was done by Rasmus, going to look at 8 gold mines, of high performance, places where people have performed highly. And places like Kenya, where their people come out and take most of the golds in long distance running. Also a place in Ethiopia. He also went to Russia, where a lot of high performing long tennis players come from. He went to Brazil to look a place where a lot of high performing soccer players come from. And Odo was trying to learn from all these different places, including going to South Korea, where all the top performing golfers, come from, just to see what differentiates these people. What's it that marks them out? Why come that people that perform highly come from these specific areas and not in any other place? Why are they concentrated in these places? Last week we looked at chapter 1, and it just says that it's no secret, right? Not everybody can perform in everything, right? But if if you do have, the basic potential to perform in a particular area, you can do better. You can increase your performance level. You can take it up to world class, if you have some other factors in your life, right? That's what we looked at. It just says that even though he spent his time looking at all of this, what it comes out to is the fact that, high performance is everywhere, talent is everywhere. It's just a function of what people do with it. Sometimes people try to force feed it, by going into something that they don't have the basic acumen or potential for, and that is like a failure, even before it starts. They might be able to do it, but they won't be able to perform at a high level compared to people that have the acumen, the abilities, the potentials for it. It's like going to compete, compete with people in their own field. You're out of your own league. You're going to compete with people in their own league. The famous example is that one of a fish. If you're going to judge a fish by climbing a tree, that fish is going to look stupid all its life. The fish is not built, to climb trees. The fish is built to swim. Right now, it can now swim at different levels of performance, right? You can enable it to go to world-class performance in swimming because the basic body structure is meant for that, right? The same way for a monkey, you're not going to judge a monkey by swimming. He might be able to swim somehow to save his life, but not necessarily swim at a high performing level because his basic feature, acumen, potentials are not for swimming. A fish, if you talk about testing or trying the monkey as far as climbing a tree or climbing something is concerned, then you can talk about increasing his level of performance in climbing, because that is his own league, that is his own work, right? You can improve his performance along that line, and those are the things we shared last week, from chapter 1. Today we're going to go to chapter 2, and the title of chapter 2 is chapter 2. The title of chapter 2 is a book. The title of chapter 2 is that what you see is not what you get. What you see is not what you get, because someone has the basic, uh, acumen potential for something does not mean that that person is going to come out as that, right? That person might not come out as that at all. The person might come out as it, but not be able to perform at a high level. Sometimes it looks like, oh, this person is suited for this, but they don't rise to their potential for different reasons. We're gonna look at some of it today, and we'll be looking at it as we go through the book. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at, you know, what makes people not to perform? What can we do about it? What is salvageable? What is not salvageable? What is a lost cause? And what is a salvageable position? Not in everything that we do, we're competing with people. We just need to get more out of what we do. We need to get more out of what we do. Not necessarily we're not all doing things are like in the Olympics. We just want to be able to get more value out of the things that we do every day. So that's a basic learning, understanding that we get out of this to get more bulk out of our daily engagement, our daily investment. That's what I'm hoping I will learn from this. That those that will learn it for top level competition, yeah, but we're all different. I'm going to bring up my slide here so that we can do a more structured discussion in in chapter 2 rather. So let me bring up my slide and we'll do that. All right. So yeah, so you have the slide. Uh, Instagram Live as usual. You can't see it because there's no feature for that, but I do have it on my blogging site. I do have it on YouTube. It's going to be on Facebook, but you get everything from the sharing. It just helps me to have a structured time here. Nothing special on the slide other than that. So pretty much, yeah. Chapter 2, like I say again, it says, what you see is not what you get. All that glitters is not gold, right? Sometimes big things are put in seemingly small package. Don't miss it. It's just to know what to look for so you can get the value that will benefit you, will help you. To have high performance, we must have a vision for it, from pretty much linking with what was shared in chapter 1 from last week. If you don't have a vision for high performance, if you can't see yourself performing at a high level, it will not be in your future, because you need something to awaken your spirit to push for it. High performance does not just come on a platter of gold, on a platter of gold, or on a platter of gold. It doesn't get served with silver spoon or gold spoon. There's a sacrifice to pay for it. And you got to have a why to do that. Otherwise, you won't do it, right? And that sacrifice needs to come from you, not a sacrifice someone else is going to push you to. Someone else can push you to, but they can only push you so far. Like it's typically would say, you can force the horse to the river, but you can't force the horse to drink. You can spray some water around the mouth of the horse, but the real quantity the horse needs, you can't force the horse to drink the water, right? So you gotta see it. You gotta see it. You gotta have a vision of high performance in your future. There's gotta be a magnet there in your future that's pushing you towards it. That's calling you to come to it. So you can pay the required price, the required sacrifice to make it come to pass. Right? You must believe it is possible for you. Right? You must have a hunger for it, right? You believe it's possible for you, but you must have a hunger for it. Something inside of you must be seeking for it, seeking to be fed, by that high performance. You know, uh, what I do, I go to bed doing it, I wake up doing it. People wonder how I get time to do all the things that I do. I get to do it because I'm hungry for it. I have a vision for it. I'm hungry for it. I'm hungry for the performance of the things that I do. I have a vision of a reach that I'm looking for. I have a vision of an impact that I'm looking for. And I keep on pressing, I keep on pushing towards that. Why do I devote this time to do this? Because I have a vision for the impact that this book club is going to have, it's having, and is going to have. I have a vision for it. I have a hunger for it that keeps me paying the price to be here, every Sunday afternoon. That keeps me setting my schedule to cancel every other thing so that this can be possible. I stay at home on Sunday morning to prepare for this so that this can be possible. This is not a add-on to my life. This is one of the main things in my life. This is one of the things on my critical part. It's not a add-on. It's not something I do by the side. It's like a job for me. It's a dedicated part for me. It's one of the things my must do, as it were. So I pay the price for it because it's my life. This is what I do, right? Like someone would ask, what will I do otherwise? I said that. While I'm alive, I give myself to this because I believe this is what the Lord God will have me do. This is the one of the ways in which I'm going to leave my mark here when I'm gone. It's going to be my signature mark in life, in the sands of time. So I give my best to it, right? You must have the potential for it, right? Yeah, I might have a hunger for it, I might have a vision for it, but if I don't have the acumen and the potential for it, then there's nothing to build on, right? I'm a teacher, right? I know how to teach. Have a physical acumen for teaching. Have a spiritual acumen for teaching. But I'm not there yet. So I'm getting better and better. It's my basic foundation that I'm improving on. I'm getting better at doing it. And not just stay on that. I'm a farmer also. Right. So I'm learning how to farm. Our farm is getting better every day. I have a vision for the future for our farm, and I have a hunger to make it reach that level, and that's pretty typical for everything that I do. I'm a recovering perfectionist, right? But I believe in excellence. Everything that I do needs to be top notch. That's just who I am, and that's what I do. So you must have a structured practice for it if it's going to happen. You can have all the dreams you want to do, but if you don't learn how to do it, you're not going to get there. There's a way. That's a way to do everything. That's a key to everything. When I started farming, I didn't know this. In 2 months' time, it's going to be hard. It's going to be 4 years we've been farming. We started buying farmland back March 2021. So in 2 months' time, we're going to be 4 years farming. We came into this not knowing anything about farming at all. We're zero. We had zero knowledge on farming. So you can imagine that we're not performing at a top-notch level. We're just there buying farmland, trying to learn. But in 4 years, we've learned a lot. Today we're into green. First of all our farms are organic farms, right? So we're not farming at the ordinary level. We don't do anything inorganic. We're an organic farm, right? It costs money, but we have a place we're going, right? We have greenhouses. We have greenhouses, probably the biggest in the country. Each one biggest in the country. Our greenhouses are 12 meters by 52 meters each. We have 6 already operational. We have the 7th one we're gonna be framing here. We have a total. We're doing 12 of them. You know, they see we've come 4 years. We're being experts in in greenhouse farming, right? We're gonna get our poultry here. We have a poultry here that we're getting ready to operationalize. We have the foundation done for the poultry, right? 30,000 bed capacity poultry, right? But you see, we're getting better. We started from zero knowledge, but today we're becoming experts in greenhouse farming. We're becoming experts in vegetable. We're becoming experts in tomatoes, pepper. We're going to be planting lettuce, cabbage. We have cucumber. We have yam. We have plantain. We're going to do a banana orchard. We're planning to do apple orchard. You know, but we're learning, we're getting better. But we're not just dumpling into wells, we're learning. Greenhouse farming, we have to get someone to help us. Someone who builds greenhouses, has his own greenhouse. My dear brother here is coming. He's helped us build the greenhouse, helped us operate them, you know, and we're learning also in doing that. So that's how you get high performance in whatever it is that you do, right? There are no natural art surgeons, just as there are no natural anything, right? There's nothing that you brought from heaven. You might have the acumen for it. You might have the genes for it because your parents were good in it, right? But it's not going to be your own except you lay hold of it by focus and practice. Focus and practice. Focus and practice. My father is a teacher, but I don't see any of my siblings teaching, right? But I've taken a hold of that. That spirit caught me, but it only caught me because I love doing it. I enjoy doing it, and I'm giving myself to build expertise in teaching, right? I love it. I love breaking things down. I've had an experience in my life that even makes me dedicate more into it. I've had an experience where I came into Christianity and I had a lot of ignorance, misunderstanding, confusions, and I promised God in 1985 that I'm going to do my part so that people that come after me will not go through the same thing that I went through. So I do what I do in this book club. I do what I do in my weekday prayer meeting where I teach and pray. I do everything that I do as I post every day as part of that commitment I made to the Lord in 1985, that I'm going to help people not to be as ignorant, confused, you know, about instructions like I was, right? I was left on my own, you know. I lost 1 year of school because of my confusion, but I made a promise that I'm going to help other people not to have to go through the same trouble, confusion that I went through. And that why how funny it is to be saying that, because that this year makes 40 years of that commitment. 1985, 40 years of that commitment is this year. As we do the greater work this year, we're going to do more of that, more of spreading the light, more spreading understanding, to people. And right now I'm doing a study through the book of Proverbs. I started a study through the book of Proverbs in August of 1923. So we're getting 2 years studying the book of Proverbs, and we're just in chapter 7. We've just made our way to chapter 7. We're right now studying verse 10 to 20 of chapter 7, as we're doing the study through the book of Proverbs. And I titled that study, Get Sense, Get Sense, Get Sense, Get Instruction. Forgive me, I need to get, to get tissue. I titled that Get Sense, Get Instruction. Get sense, get instruction. That's what we've been doing since August of 2023. And we're building on that study, building on that study. We dwell on it. I'm a teacher, so I do line by line, precept by precept, page by page, chapter by chapter, never in a hurry. We're going to just soak it in. Soak it in. We're going to take as much as we can from everything that we're studying. We'll soak it in. We'll take it in. We'll soak it in. We'll take it in. And the key thing is that our life is being changed. We're not remaining the same. There's a transformation process taking place in us. That's what's important. So there are no natural anything. You gain everything. You lay hold of everything, by practice. By practice. Practice does not make perfect, but practice makes permanence. Practice makes ownership. You take ownership of anything by practice. Practice makes improvement. Look at us as farmers again. When we came into farming, we knew nothing about farming, but we've been practicing farming, practicing. We've done a lot of cassava, we're like experts in cassava. We've done a lot of cassava planting and harvesting. We make gari. We've made a lot of gari. We'll sell gari. We, as it were, have a gari empire right now. We're out there in several stores locally, and we're even thinking and we have some we've sent to Canada, we've sent to the UK, we've sent to the US, and we have a big shipment right now going to Canada, but you see, we didn't get there overnight. We got there by doing it a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there, and we get better, better, better. You take ownership by practice. Right? People sit down and sleep in church or sleep in their home, and they're expecting some breakthrough, some miracle, some destiny helper, and they've been stupefied. They've been stupefied by ignorant people. They've been stupefied, promise something that is not available. There's no destiny helper coming. You use your hand, you use your leg, you use your head, you use your heart, and do whatever you can do where you are. While you are busy doing that, God will take you to the next level of your life. I was just thinking, our biggest customer today. How did I meet our biggest customer? I was at the petrol station trying to buy fuel. That's how I met our biggest customer. And we're just talking, and I was just telling him about what we do. Not unknown to me, he was a buyer for a big supermarket. That's how we got into that. And he's their biggest customer today, right? But I was busy doing something. I wasn't going about looking for destiny helper, destiny helper. It was what I had in my hands that God used to bless me. God used to take me to the next level, right? You got to have something in your hand, and you keep on practicing and getting better at it. As you get better at it, it becomes a seed in the ground that will take you to your next level that God will use to promote you, right? But do something, do something. Stop sleeping in church, stop sleeping at home, stop sitting down on your bulk waiting for God to move. God already moved. The next move is yours. Move it. So everything comes by focus and practice. By practice will take a hold of life. You're not going to rise to your goal. You're not going to rise to the height of your goal. You're going to fall to the level of your practice. Yes, it's good to have goals, but you must practice. You must exercise yourself. Your goals don't come by just having them. You have to step out and begin to execute, begin to practice, begin to exercise yourself in the line, in the area of your goal. Because what life is going to give to you is your practice, is the level of your practice. God will not bless you above that which you can handle, because it will be a curse, not a blessing, because it will kill you, right? Exercise yourself, expound yourself, make yourself big enough. Don't go to God with a teaspoon, go to God with a bucket. That bucket is your ability. That bucket is your ability. Improve yourself, make yourself bigger, improve your value, your worth, make yourself bigger, expand your knowledge, expand what you can do, exercise yourself in the line, in the direction of your goal. Go learn something, not just learn it, practice, exercise yourself in it. As you practice and as you become good, better at it, God will throw the right thing in your path, right? So everything comes by focus and practice. Practice makes permanence and improvement. No one is going to invite you to the table of high performance. No one is going to invite you to the table of life. Nobody's going to invite you to the table of riches. Nobody's going to invite you to where the bounties are being shared, right? You lay hold of it. You lay hold of it. You lay hold of it by your practice and your sacrifice. You lay hold of it by your practice and your sacrifice. You lay hold of it by your practice and your sacrifice. That's how you get it. That's how you become rich in life. That's how you enter into your wealthy large place. That's how you enter into your wealthy large place. By practice, by sacrifice, by practice, by sacrifice, by exercising yourself, not by destiny helper. All right. The gap between good and great turns out to be very huge, right? So here we're talking about high performance, right? So good, it's easy to be good, right? It can just be a fish is good, it can swim. A monkey is just good, it can climb. But that does not separate you from the crowd, right? That does not separate you from the crowd. If someone wants someone to do something, how can they come to you rather than to the other person? is by you differentiating yourself, by you being not just good at what you do, but be great at what you do, right? And all of that comes by practice, comes by sacrifice. It comes by having a vision, for something that is great, not just doing what everybody is doing. Who taught me that? I believe that's Napoleon Hill, will tell us, that the biggest evil of people is that they follow the followers game, follow the followers game. People are doing something, so you want to do what everybody's doing. You're not gonna become rich by that. You're not differentiating yourself by that. Find something, even if it's what everybody is doing. Find a way to do it better than every other person is doing it. Use your head. Use your imagination. Create better solutions. Yeah. Find a way to combine what is presently available. Find a way to do it easier. Find a way to do it faster. That's where electronic razors come into bear. I grew up, going to the old barber shop. They were not electrical clippers. They were manual, and we all enjoyed it. We're not in a hurry. We sat down there. Our parents sat down there and maybe played draft, or with the people that were playing draft there, but it was okay. But suddenly we had the electrical clippers coming, and all those manuals disappeared. In those days, with the manual, it was old men that used to do it. But with electrical, young boys joined the trade. It became something that was lucrative for them. They changed. You don't have to wait for other people to bring that change to you. You can go about that change. You see, when we build greenhouses, we didn't build greenhouses like every other person built greenhouses. People have the standard size of greenhouses because of the major supplier of the equipment for greenhouse, Dizengoff. But we didn't want to copy every other person. We wanted to do what we wanted to do. We wanted something bigger. We wanted something the same size of our brooding house. And that's what we got. It meant we had to go out and bring in some equipment in ourselves to make it happen. But we did it. Thank God we can do it. But we wouldn't have done it if we did not imagine or think along that direction. Things are possible. You won't know what is possible until you try it, until you think, until it comes into your thinking realm. Don't be lazy at thinking. Don't be lazy at creating. Don't just do what every other person is doing and let that be your bar. Raise the bar, 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 differentiate yourself, raise the bar, differentiate yourself. No one has the kind of greenhouse that we have because it was designed by me. Raise the bar, differentiate yourself. Right? So if you're going to raise the bar, you have to think about, you go from good to great. Good to great. And there's someone that wrote the book. It says, I think it's good is the enemy of great, something like that. That's the title of the book. I've forgotten the name. Something Mano, something like that. But then also Jim C. Collins wrote the book From Good to Great. From Good to Great, and that was and also I don't know which one came first, but you also have the book Built to Last, Built to Last and Good to Great, two good books. And we looked at different things, which part of what our discussion, in this chapter, we'll be looking at that, how to go from good to great, how to differentiate yourself, how to have a high performance, not just to perform, not just to be like everybody, but to differentiate yourself, mark yourself out, right? Be known for what you do. Don't be lost in the crowd. Right, let people come to you. You don't have to be the one that's going out. And that's one of the spirit, the vision, the values, the guiding principle in our company, right? which our farm is part of, is that we want to be desirable, desirable, desirable. Some people don't understand, when we started that I used to go to them about what we have, that they don't understand that they don't see me come to them. Because for me, I will want to be desirable. I don't want to chase any customer. I want customers chasing me. So I invest for that. That's why we do organic. That's why we do organic. We differentiate ourselves from every other person, right? We don't do what everybody is doing. We're on the high end. We're on the high end. We want to serve people that would desire us because of the value they are receiving. So we invest the money to get that, to differentiate ourselves, to mark ourselves out, right? So good is often the enemy of great, right? Studies show that performance boils down to the ability to keep one's emotions in check and act responsibly related to risk, and I just talking about performance, I was looking part of this. There's a reference to a book, Rare Find. Rare Find, I believe, is the name of the book, and that comes from there. But key thing is that as we for you to be able to go from just being good to great, you have to own your emotions. Everything I've said here is not an emotional thing. They're decisions, they're well thought through decisions that we've made, right? If you're going to go from good to great, you need to be in control of your emotions. You're not one that is that your emotions have a control of you. You're not one that is unpredictable, that can easily just boil in 1 second, but you have everything under control. You're not going to be great. You're not going to go from good to great if you can't control your emotions. And that comes from different aspects, whether you're working for some company or you're working for yourself, to go from good to great, to perform highly, you have to be in control of your emotions, right? You have to use your emotion, not allow your emotions use you, especially when things are out of control, you know. And what that statement I got here was actually put together by someone who was teaching a few people a particular trade, and was trying to find out which of them he can trust to perform at a high level, and he saw that it was those that have control over their emotions, when things were going haywire in the business they were doing, right? It is not as much as what a person knows, right? It's not as much as what a person knows. Uh, it's not as much as what a person knows, but about the person's emotional intelligence. That's what differentiates people out there in the workplace, in the marketplace as well, right? Customers want people they can trust, people they can rely on, and that boils back also to character. That takes us to and this comes from that book also. I believe the title of the book is Rare Find. I don't know if I can get the title from the book here. Probably not the most important thing to look at. Talent that whispers. All right. The title of the book, The Rare Find by George Anders. He talked about two different types of talent, the one that shouts and the one that whispers, right? The talent that shouts is, you see someone and just already know what the person can do or not do. You see another person, you're not too sure what the person can do or not do. That person has not evolved. He has not evolved or has not fully evolved by the time you meet the person, and for talent hunters, interviewers, that becomes a challenge. They are tempted to easily pick the ones that their ability is shouted, and miss out the one that is not fully evolved. Because more often than not, the one that is not fully evolved, more of them become high performance than the ones that are shouting at you, because like we say, not all that glitters is gold. right? There are attributes of high performance that sit around character, and typically when more often than not, when the talent is shouting, the person that's holding it probably is I'm gonna give me 1 second. I need to my phone's battery is about dying. So I don't leave the people on Instagram. Oh, sorry, it's not the conventional thing to do. I forgot to charge my phone after exercise this morning, and it's going to die. If it dies, the people on Instagram will be off. So I'm going to improvise here and charge my phone while I talk. All right. We're gonna might not be as neat as I typically would do it, but it's better. It's better on than and not neat than not having it at all. So we're gonna manage that. All righty. All right, great, great. So and you'll see the example talking about the level 5 leaders that James C. Collins tells us about in his book, Good to Great. You know, and also talks about when you look at it from performance also, sometimes, and that's the problem with people that are intelligent, you know, and sorry to say, call it boasting or not, I am one. And that's one of the biggest hurdles for me in high performance, right? Uh, because I'm intelligent, it comes with a bit of big cockiness, and that can stand in the way of you performing at a high level. It's taken years for me to get a hold of myself, you know. Uh, but your intelligence could stand in your way because you could think you know everything, you know. Don't forget again, I grew up as a perfectionist, right? I'm a recovering perfectionist. So my sometimes my knowledge, my intelligence gets in the way of my performance, right? But I'm a more matured person today, so I know my weaknesses and I'm guarding against them. But those are things that have hurt me, right, in years past, right? So just looking in this line with what George Anders says in his book, uh, The Rare Find, talents which shouts, they're are fairly obvious, performers, but typically character they could have character flaws that could be in their way. Not all of them, but it's a potential, showstopper. But there's also talent which whispers. The good thing about this is the humility that comes with it. These are people that want to grow. They don't seemingly have all the accolades to grow. They have not been seen as high performers, but they are willing to grow. And it's important not to miss those because even though they have not fully evolved, your big high performers high flyers, are mainly come in this group. They may not necessarily be as intelligent as every other person, but they are teachable. Yes, that's probably the biggest difference and quality they have. They are teachable. Um, all right, so let's build on that. So, yeah, I'm going to join two books together. Jim C. Collins, in his book, Good to Great, uses the word a level 5 leader as the kind of leader that would help take a company from being a good company to a great company, or in essence, a high performer, right? And so we're going to join some of those qualities to how to find, the talent that whispers, that's not necessarily easily visible in some people. In some people, it's easily visible and you can help develop what you see. In some people, it's not easily visible, but you need to, if you see some of these attributes, you can help build what is there. It's seemingly innate, but it's something you can bring, you can build, you can nurture, and you'll be grateful that you did that. You can change your life or change someone's life. You can do it for yourself, you can do it for someone else. So Jim defines a level 5 leader as a person who has a combination of humility, and that's what probably flaws a lot of people, the humility part, right? It's flawed me probably for years, but thank God I'm a better person today. Maturity has taken a place, right? The humility, strong will. I've never been lacking in strong will, right? The humility, maybe, and who is motivated by success of the organization. Yes, so I probably scored 2 out of 3 there. You know, they're often self-effacing, right? They're quiet and reserved, often, but not always, but also have a high level of discipline and resolve, right? So I probably fell short in discipline, but I'm a much better person. I've covered that ground today, right? So these are some of the attributes here where you can use to find who a level 5 leader is, or someone who is a talent, that whispers that you can build, right? Humility is probably is very important, in that mix, because that person needs to be teachable. If he's not teachable, then he cannot take hold of the practice that would help him or her hone the potentials that the person has, right? So when we talk about talent that whispers, you're talking about a talent where you can only see the 10% of the iceberg, but the 90% of the iceberg is below the water. And so, but that 10% tells you of the potential that you can work on to get a high performer, right? Sometimes, yeah, unlike people that you already see the 90% up, what they can do, and there's not much you can improve on. But these ones are people that you only see 10%, but there's a whole lot in the reserve that you can work on to help them build. They have a future, unlike someone that already has 90% showing and does not have anything. There's no potential to build anymore, right? That's a basic difference here. So it helps a pointer for us to know what we can build on, and then we'll talk about how to build on. So if we give a certain easy example, if you're talking about a fish being able to climb a tree, you already know the answer. 90% is already up there. There's not much potential in climbing a tree. Yes, you can force. Maybe you can do something, tie a rope, but obviously it's not going to be at a high level, right? All right. They are modest and ask for help when needed. That's important. If you're going to build high performance, you must not be someone that is full of yourself, right? You have to be someone that knows when to ask for help, right? Don't think you can do everything yourself. You must be someone that knows when to ask for help, right? So, because you can't do everything on your own, right? We need other people in our life. That's how we do the SWOT analysis, right? We do this, my strength, my weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats, right? So my strength, yes, I can do things in my strength, but I have weaknesses. In the area of my weakness, I need people to help me. Either I'm going to delegate to those people, I'm going to outsource to those people, or I need them to be with me when I'm doing it, to guide me in doing it. But we all have weaknesses. We're not strong in every area. I've heard people talk about I can do all things. You can. Don't quote scriptures wrongly. You can do all things, but you are not made to do all things. You can do all things that you must do, not things you don't have to do. Let other people help you. Let other people carry you. Let friends carry you, right? You can either delegate, outsource, employ, so you can you can perform at a higher level. Don't do things you can get other people to do whose strength is, and they can do faster and better than you. You are taking away from the time you could have spent walking in your own strength, right? I posted years ago when I talked about the fact I stopped mowing my own garden. I still don't mow my own garden. I pay people to do it, right? Years ago, I used to do it because partly I'm saving money. Partly also it's a good thing for me because I spend that time to meditate and all of that. But guess what? It was time away from other things I could do because I only have 24 hours in a day. I only have 24 hours in a day. What about me putting that 24 hours in the area of my strength and delegating the area of my weakness to other people? Then I can get more done in 24 hours. I have a farm. I only go there once a quarter. I'm a farmer, but I don't go there every day. I don't go there every week. I don't go there every month. I go there once a quarter. Yet I'm the brain behind it, because every week I give them I send out a plan for the week. I send out a report of what happened the week before and a plan for the week going forward. But I don't have to be there physically, right? I still have a full-time job. I can't be there physically. Even if I'm retired, which I will be in less than 2 years' time, I'm not going to be going there every day. I'm not going to risk my life on the road. And I don't have to, because I have people I've employed. I'm paying wages to make it happen, right? And today we have technology whereby you can be in different places at the same time. If I think I have to physically be everywhere, I'm not going to be able to perform at a high level that I am doing right now. I got to do a prayer meeting Mondays to Fridays. I got to do this on Sundays. And everything I do needs to be top notch. So I have to find a way to maximize my strength and delegate, outsource, employ people to do my weaknesses, right? And I'm doing a good job at that. I thank God for the people that get to work for me, and I do my best to help them, to be a blessing to them, right? So you ask for help, not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. Ask for help, not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. Don't stop hitting your head against the wall. Find someone that can do it better than you, right? They give credit to others and take responsibility for their mistakes. Give credit. If you don't give credit to other people, they would not seek to help you. Why? I have a full-time job, and everyone that works with me, for me, everybody knows that I give credit. I don't try to steal anybody's credit. I am who I am. I don't need anybody's credit to be anything other than who I am. Right? It's my 29th year on that job. So I'm not looking for anything. Right? I'm going to retire in less than 3 years. But even without all of that, give credit, because people will tend to give their best to you. In my company, my firm, I appreciate everybody for what they do, right? We remunerate to the best that we can afford, right? But even outside the money, we do appreciate everyone for what they do, because we see everyone as a family. And one of the values of our company is to change lives, right? We want everyone that comes to work for us, that their life to become better. Is one of the values for us. So it's important for us to make everyone feel a sense of family, right? That's what we do, right? And that helps. That helps for you to get the best from those people, because if they don't give you the best, you can have the best as an organization, right? Because every little connection, it's making a difference, contributes to the whole, right? Scripture, the Bible says that the body grows by that which each joint supplies. Each joint supplies, right? So, like I say, I don't go there except once every quarter, so I need those people to perform at a high level. That's the only way our company can perform at a high level, right? Because we're serving customers. We're serving customers everywhere at different levels. I expect everyone to have a sense of belonging so our customers can see us as a high performing organization also, right? Our customers pay the bill and they deserve to be served rightly. But the employees are the ones that serve the customer, and they're not treated well, they won't serve well, right? So we have to be teachable if we want to perform at a high level, right? So talking about humility, you know, it's being able to, the book gives a formula here that performance is equal to the potential minus the interference, right? So, and I'll look at it directly looking at our employees. Everyone that we employ has a potential of what they can do, right? But they don't necessarily will perform to the maximum potential they have if they don't have a sense of belonging, if they don't have a sense of family. So my job is to take away the interference, the things that will keep them away from producing, contributing at the highest level of their potential. We have our lead farmer, just got married and brought the wife back to the village here, and we're doing everything we can to make him feel comfortable back here so that he can contribute to us to the height, the best from his potential, right? So they're human. So my job is to make everyone feel human so that they can produce for us, they can contribute to us at the highest level of what they can contribute. That's my job, right? As a CEO, right? That's my job, right? As a CEO, the chief farmer, the leader, my job. And I delegate that down the rank is to help them to take away the interference so we can get the best from them, and as we do for others, I'm the leader of myself. Also, I take away a lot of interference so that I can have the best potential. There are things I don't do on Sunday morning. There are things I do on Sunday morning just so that we can have a good time here, right? So I take away the interference so that as much as possible, I can give my best to this time we spend together here, right? To this time we spend together here, and it appears we're about getting close to hit the hour mark. So we'll probably not finish this session today. We'll continue next week, but to get the height of performance, we need to work on getting rid of our interference, whatever it is that stands in the way of us being able to contribute to the best, the height that we can do, right? So that's one of the ways we get high performance, right? In whatsoever it is that we're doing. So talking about humility, and probably that's what we're going to end here as we hit the hour mark. It's don't also there are many ways to achieve the same goal. Don't be narrow-minded, right? Be open to different ways of doing things, right? So easy example, our brooding house, right, in our farm. The original design I had for the brooding house, is to have a block work, a full monitor roof. But you see, that design is changing as we get close to finishing the work, to making it operational. Now I'm open to not having to do a monitor roof because it's going to be extra expensive. So I'm asking a question: is it worth the expense? Right? Is it worth the expense? One question's on ground. Two, we can do something to get us started. We can always come back and reconstruct it. We have a solid foundation. The foundation is solid. That has not been compromised. We've done the foundation for the whole of our poultry. Our poultry is 30,000 bed capacity poultry, and we've done the foundation for everything. It's now building the houses that we're in. And that we can do in different ways. We don't have to waste money. We already spent the money on the foundation. We don't have to, we can do it different ways, not reduce our upfront investment, get it started, make the money, and can come back and rebuild it, right? So you need to be flexible if you want to get the best. You want to perform at a high level, be flexible, right? We have some eateries that we're selling to now, and we're open to farm for them. We have a big supermarket and they want some more products than the one we produce. We're farming those specific products for them, right? We have some off-taker here in Lagos that wants a particular product. We're doing that to meet that need. For as long as it's something we can handle, we have the land. Land is not a problem, but we have the workers also, to be able to do this. But if you're going to perform at a high level, you need to be flexible. Don't not be narrow-minded. Be flexible. That helps, to perform at a high level. And that's where I'm going to stop for today because I've reached the hour mark. I don't want to hold you down for too long. So we're going to come back tomorrow and continue where we stopped and go to the second point on how to get from good to great, how to perform at a high level. And we're using the opportunity here, looking at the talent that whispers, how to get to tap into the potential that is not seen. People see the 10% of the iceberg above the water. We're talking about how to tap into the 90% that's below the water in high performance and get more bulk, out of what you do. All right. I hope this time has helped you. We'll try to put it all together, but I hope you got blessed. I hope you got something from it. But we'll be back next week and we'll continue from where we stop and look at the next point. And I think the next point here is talking about the need to be ambitious. That's what we'll take it from next week. All right. Till then, do have a great week ahead. Do have a great week ahead. God bless you. 1 second. Do have a great week ahead. God bless you. Thanks for spending this time with me. We'll see you same time back next week, 2 p.m. West African time, same place. And we'll continue with our chapter 2. God bless you. Shalom. Bye-bye.